All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this video by giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash. Excuse me. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the millstone, and Shalom to the Lord's elect, beginning with the 144,000. This is a Ratazah from the Great Millstone GMS Atlanta camp with another quick video. All right, and this video is going to be centered around the recent news with this guy, as you see here, Charlie Kirk. All right, he died yesterday as he was doing I guess some type of debate or some type of speech at a Utah, what is it? Utah Valley University event. Right, he got shot in the neck, which you see the footage is going viral. You can see it all over the internet, and he ended up dying. And it just shows, and I'm just looking at the different clips, and as you see, I have a YouTube video up here from Black Conservative Perspective. All right, Jake right there on the right, just looking at different footage and reading different things, and we just basically came, we're coming to the conclusion, or we've already came to the conclusion that America is extremely divided. All hell is breaking loose, and this place is done for, man. This place is growing more and more violent. All right, on both sides, they always like to say, oh yeah, the blacks are so violent, criminals, and blacks and this and that. But supposedly, which I think as of now they haven't found the shooter yet, but we're 100% certain that it was a white guy that shot Charlie Kirk. So it's just violence all over the place, man. This place is falling. All right, people are divided because this guy Charlie Kirk was he was a Republican. He had certain views and things. He would debate people, and you have people on the left, or the Democrats, who have certain views and opinions and things, and they didn't like him. So hey, they got him up out of there, man. But it just shows this place is collapsing. It's collapsing fast. And I just want to play a little bit of this guy's video to let you see. Then I'll get some scriptures here. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. The volume, everything is good. All right.
It's just my raw emotions, and unfortunately, I don't know if things are going to get better after this. I don't know if this is going to be a moment where as a country we can pause and say, hey, you know what, this has to stop, right? This is going too far. Calling Trump Hitler, all of these exaggerations about Trump's policies and conservatives and policies and things that make sure, like, again, this polarization is tearing the country apart to the point where, again, these assassinations are becoming more commonplace. And this is something I said back when the United CEO was assassinated. I said, guys, we don't want to get to a point in this country where this is normal. I said that at the time. While leftists were celebrating the assassination of a father, of a CEO, simply because of the fact that they blamed him for the issues in the healthcare system. And they basically tried to justify.
Yeah, so you heard that, and then it goes on. I might play a little more, but that was really the main point, what he said there about how he doesn't know if if things are going to get better in America. How he's seeing everything's becoming more violent. People are becoming more hostile. And these different figures in the media and the public eye are getting, basically getting shot. And various attempts on their lives are happening. And it's going to get worse. All right, it's going to get worse, man. People are hostile, as I just mentioned, and things are not going to be peaceful here in America, as the scriptures say. When they shall seek peace and safety, then shall sudden destruction come upon them. Also says, to the wicked there is no peace. Let me see if I can get that. No peace saith my God to the wicked. Let me just put peace and wicked. Yeah, there you go. All right. It's in two places. Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, unto the wicked. All right. And there it goes again. Isaiah 57:21. There is no peace, saith my power, to the wicked. So there you go. We know that the wicked is the so-called white man, the Edomites, Esau, who essentially run America, which is Babylon the Great. And then they have essentially ownership of the whole world. All right, pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So there's no peace to them. Peace is not coming to them, man. The opposite of peace is war. All right, war, chaos, and that's what you see happening on earth. War, chaos, violence. You know. So yeah, things are not going back to quote unquote normal. There's gonna be more shootings. There's gonna be more of these politicians having attempts on their lives. More assassinations. And people just losing it, man. All right. Let's see if there's a little more, and then we'll get the last couple of scriptures.
What happened to him? They tried to deify the assassin. And there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to see some of that. You're going to see some of that in response to what happened with Charlie Kirk. That's just the reality of where we're at in politics.
Basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him.
His white girl, she's smiling. I guess she was an eyewitness to the shooting. She's describing it like she's proud. Yeah, gladdest nigga Charlie Kirk died.
Him in the chest, and then all of a sudden, just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is, and then he fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe just? Did he appear to be moving afterward, or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
Oh my goodness.
And that's what makes me so sad about the current state of this country. I mean, even on outlets like MSNBC, a situation like this, they still can't.
Yeah, this dude, he loves America. He loves America. He loves Trump. So he's totally out of there. But yeah, this place is breaking down. You got more. At the time where they're looking for peace and things. It's not going to be no peace, as we just read in the scriptures. There's going to be more war, more chaos, and more violence, which is a sign that this place is breaking down fast. All right, this is Mark 3:24. All right, just getting to the point. Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. The fact that they even have a dual party system, Democrats and Republicans, this place was doomed from the very beginning. All right, you got the Democrats that believe, or as they call it, the left, that believes one particular set of view or certain sets of views, have opinions. You got the Republicans or conservatives or those on the right that believe, this, that, and the third, or whatever. That right there shows you that this place is divided, and now it's getting to the point where things are beginning to bubble or boil to the surface, to where it's becoming more violent against these particular parties and people. See, so the Lord said here in Mark, He said, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Right, and America is a kingdom, a wicked kingdom that's not going to stand. It's fallen. 25 says, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. There you go. Once again, America is a house, and it's divided against itself. The people are divided. Then it says, verse 26. It says, and if Satan rise up against himself, and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. right? Yeah, these people are all Satanists, all right? These damn Americans, they all of Satan, okay? And they all what? They all divided against themselves. And what this place has an end, and the end is approaching rapidly. All right, this is Isaiah 19. And I'll get to the point. Verse 2. All right, Isaiah 19, verse 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. All right, the Egyptians in this case referring to these Americans, because what's the modern day Egypt? The modern day Egypt is America, the house of bondage. All right, pursuing the Revelation, the book of Revelation, what's that? 11 verse 8. The great city that's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So yeah, this is talking about America, and what the Lord is setting the Americans against the Americans, or the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's why these events happen. You know, like you got Trump. Trump supposedly got shot in the ear when he was doing his speech, when he was on his campaign run. Supposed to be the guy that shot him, which we know it's all, these things are all set up and pre-planned, and the elites got their hand in it. But supposed to be the guy that shot Trump was a Democrat. Other certain figures that had attempts on their life. So this place is divided, man. All right, just reiterating the point. And the Most High is the one that's doing it. So it says, now I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Right, and that goes into a civil war too. Where certain states going to be going against one another, people going to be going against one another. It's just going to be a big pot of violence. That's boiling here in America, which is a sure sign that we're basically nearing the end of America as we know it. And that's what Bible prophecy. All right, yeah. So that was the point on that. I can keep going in this chapter. It's a bad chapter, but I just want to hit that main point about the Lord setting these Egyptians or these Americans, setting them against each other. This is Psalms 37 in verse 35. All right, and it says, I have seen, Psalm 37:35, I have seen the wicked in great power, in spreading himself like a green bay tree, which we established the wicked is the so-called white man, Esau, the Edomites. And then what? They're in power right now. They're the current ruling nation. As the prophecy said would happen, Esau being the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the Edomites would be the last ruling heathen nation on the earth. All right, which is basically prior to the kingdom being established for the nation of Israel. So yeah, they're in great power right now, and they've spread their image or their influence all throughout the earth. Hell, they're military, they're everywhere. All right, but it says what in verse 36? Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Right, he was not what? Not in power no more. See, he's in great power now. But in the very near future, he's not going to be in power no more. He's going to pass away. It says, yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found. Right, so you see Esau here today, ruling, being wicked, pushing his evil, pushing his propaganda and lies. But in the moment, at the snap of a finger, you're going to look and he's not going to be there no more. The Lord is going to pluck him out of the power seat. He's going to replace them with the nation of Israel, the Israelites. All right. So, yeah, that's what's happening, man. All right. We see Esau in his position. We see America is still here, but it's crumbling day by day, and we see it in real time. And it's leading ultimately to the so-called white man, his system being utterly destroyed. All right. So we're seeing it in real time, man. So the point I want to make is this place is divided. You know, we're going to have more violent events happening, more politicians are going to be dying, getting shot. And that goes into the scriptures also, where it speaks about how the people shall have no regard for their kings or princes. In 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these people not going, it's not giving a damn no more. You see? So, yeah, I just want to do a quick video on that. All right, Lord willing, you was edified by this video, and it's on to the next one. Shalom.